It's the Pistons, and they're doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. The Nuggets with their last game here in Denver before heading back out on the road. They have started the season with gusto. 4 consecutive wins, no losses, as they battle here in Game 5 of the regular season.
Just a lot of positive momentum with this young team. Kevin, you can just see the confidence almost oozing out of these guys, and that's always important for a young team. Get some wins, build some confidence, and typically
we are near.
Well,
at times, a contentious relationship between Howard and Van Gundy, but you see the respect there, certainly. DA, thank you. And, Chris, the early part of the season, you can start to see which team. A different look for Denver. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Reed. Young comes in for Barton. And it's Wilson in for Moutier. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Tobias Harris is checked in for Lure. On the court for the Pistons, Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Johnson is out there with Harris, and it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Wilson. A three-pointer is right on target. Wilson's got himself on the board with 3 there. And one thing about Prez and Young, when they're on the floor, you can just feel the energy on the team elevate.
And it becomes infectious. Everyone on the roster picks up on it, and the team can just run away with games because of it.
Chandler with the steal. And here's Wilson. He had 10 points in the win against Golden State. The pass to Jokic. He feeds it to Chandler. 6 to shoot. Puts up a 3. 3-ball falls through. Another from Wilson. Wilson's got 6 points.
the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
Back to Jackson. We've got 1:18 left to play here in the first. Pass to Drummond. And you'll ask defenders, or would-be defenders of Drummond, he can just punish you physically.
If he drops a shoulder into you, it's like getting hit by a runaway freight train. Because of how strong he is under the rim, he can just shrug off defenders who don't have a strong base. If he gets it on the low block, it's a dunk pretty much every time.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Jokic, and it's Gary Harris in for Gallinari. Dishes to Prez. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Harris kicks to Prez. And a hard slam there from Prez to finish off the play.
And that's the athleticism that had him so highly touted coming into the league.
To the paint. And there's Jackson on the assist by Smith. Jackson's got his first 2 points.
And Jackson is very good at catching the D off guard, especially inside where he needs to be fast and getting that shot off.
Nurkic kicks to Young. Feeds it to Chandler. Jacks up a 3. That shot is off. Some solid defense from Harris. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. And Drummond throws it down. Drummond's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Pistons. Morris against Wilson. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Harris against Jackson. Kicks it to Smith. From deep three-point range, that misses. Would have counted had it gone in. Well, not exactly a close. Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. And a different look here for the Pistons. Andre Drummond's checked in for Marjanovic. Tobias Harris comes in for Morris. Johnson, he's checked in for Caldwell Pope. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Ish Smith. Wilson in at point guard. Gallinari is out there with Jokic. And it's Young, and it's Harris in at the 3 spot. That's the group on the floor for Denver. And with the core that this Piston team has, they do a great job, Chris, of attacking the glass.
Well, Kevin, and conversely, the Pistons do a great job of limiting offensive boards while on defense. Every game they are getting a handful of extra chances because of their approach. The leader is Drummond, but there are a lot of other active bigs to fill out the roster.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Drummond a screen. Jackson dishes to Drummond. Great defense that time from Wilson. The Nuggets leading by 9.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Now, they have to get going here if they want to capitalize on that. Go for the quick bucket here.
Shoots it up. Rebound Andre Drummond. Pistons trail by 9. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did. The clock is clearly on their side.
Most definitely, and they should realize this and not look to shoot too early in the shot clock for the rest of the game.
Shots good by Wilson.
What range. Prez is just an awesome shooter from downtown.
Here's Jackson. Again, the miss by the Pistons. And that does it for the...
Keep it up, guys. We have some good momentum. Listen up.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far. The big group substitution here for Denver. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Jokic. Gary Harris comes in for Gallinari. Young's checked in for Will Barton. And it's Wilson in for Emmanuel Mudiay. And then for Detroit, Marcus Morris is checked in for Stanley Johnson. And it's Ish Smith in for Jackson. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. At small forward and power forward, it's Harris and Morris. Ish Smith is out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Drummond in at the center position.
Drummond is a rebounding beast who eats glass for a living. Can't keep this guy off the boards.
Out to Morris. Shoots the 3. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Morris has got 6 points.
Well, if you want to make a good shooter's eyes just light up, just sag off of him.
Wilson the pass to Fareed. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Drummond, and so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. Marjanovic checked in for Drummond. The Nuggets missed the playoffs for the last 3 seasons, but before that, they'd made the postseason, Greg, for a decade straight.
Yeah, and turnover in the front office and on the coaching staff. They've been very competitive without a true superstar player. They've got some intriguing young talent. We just have to see how it all comes together.
And another miss by Denver.
You know what? You just cannot get much better of a look than that one.
Oh, well, it's a product of good, patient offense. Great shot there.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession. Jokic has checked in for the Nuggets. And Detroit with a change here, too. Jackson's checked in. There's 45 seconds left to play in the third. It's Morris atop the key. Smith left side. Pistons passing it around. Clock at 6. Expanding his range. Wilson Chandler with the rebound. The Nuggets leading by 13. Young in the corner. That was enough space for Young to convert the deep ball.
And Young can knock those down if you give him the chance.
Jackson against Chandler. Jackson kicks to Smith. There's 10 seconds left in the third. Harris. And that one's good. Marjanovic.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Here's Wilson. Misses the shot. And now let's take a listen to Stan.
Hey,
Get our defense in.
Wilson in at shooting guard. Laverne out there with Young. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Levins in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Denver. And so it's Denver taking care of business in this one. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports.
Motor City got it today.
We'll see you next time.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Who's next? Line them up.